Hey guys, it's Lisa Magoulas, aka the Cookin' Mama. Today we are going to be making roasted sweet potato and carrot soup. So I just want to show you one of the most important things about roasting is to try to have your vegetables cut up at the same size. That way they cook evenly. And you can see here, I'm kind of giving you an example. Most of the carrots, and you'll see from the photos in the post, most of the carrots are about the same size. You know, most carrots taper off. I do have this one particular carrot that happens to be really thick, so I will end up not cutting the whole thing. You don't want to cut yourself. I will make it smaller so that I can end up having it around the same thickness as the other carrots. You always want to work with a flat surface. So I don't know if you noticed, if we had this whole carrot here, right, you can't cut all of it. You'd hurt yourself. So you want to make it in smaller pieces so that you can work with the pieces. Once you cut it in half, you got a small surface to work on, a flat surface to work on, so it's not rolling around. Makes it a lot easier. So now if you notice, it's more or less the same thickness. Again, in here you can see the pieces. You do have some smaller pieces, but for the most part, the thickness on these things, am I going too fast, Sparrow?
Slow down.
Okay, so the thickness, I talk fast, I know. But the point, you get my point, right? You just, that one's a little, those are a little small, but my point is try to get the vegetables around the same thickness so that they're gonna cook. Alrighty then, so you can see here, I know I'm not using stainless steel bowls right now, but so I've cut up all those sweet potatoes, all the carrots are cut up. They're about the same size. I mean, they're not perfect, but you do want to try to keep them around the same size. To this, I will add, ta-da! Hey, you know what? I don't remember if I've ever shown you how to really easily chop up an onion in any of my other videos. I can't remember. So when I asked Sparrow, he couldn't remember either. So we're going to do it. If it's a repeat, it's a repeat. I'm sorry. But this is really cool. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe you already know how to do this. I always did it the hard way. And that's a cool trick that I learned from my Ruby plant-based cooking class, was how to chop the onion very easily without going nuts. So you cut the ends off, and you see how I peeled it. I just kind of sliced it and peeled it. So now what you're going to want to do, not this way, because you see how this kind of keeps the onion together? You want to slice through the middle of that. So see, the onions, it's not falling apart. It's really all staying together. Now what you're going to want to do is just you're going to want to, you know, depending on the size you want, if you want really fine, you want to go maybe on the lines, if you want thicker. I'm going to do a little bit thicker chunks because we're going to be roasting it with the soup. So you're going to want to take it, not cut like this whole part here. Maybe, I don't want to say your thumb because everybody's thumbs are different, but you can see maybe 1/4 of an inch. So you're going to want to slice it. This is so easy. Watch out for your fingers. See how it's sliced? And now you slice it this way. What's that? How's that go? If you have a bigger onion, you can get more slices. Again, watch out for your fingers. But watch, check it out. Look it. Isn't that cool? Again, I think I've said before, the smaller the garlic, the stronger it is. The larger the garlic, the sweeter and less pungent, yeah. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
So what we're going to do is all of these, move this. You can see my baking dish. We're going to take all of the sweet potatoes and carrots. Oops, bonus, boys. Carrot fell on the floor. Do you hear them coming running? They just know. They wait for me to drop stuff. All of that with all of this and we're just gonna mix it up again with our hands. Season it with a little more salt and pepper, and the oven's been preheating. I preheated the oven prior to cutting any of the vegetables, and so it's been preheating at 450. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the oven at 450, and we are going to let it roast until everything is soft. Okay, so everything's in there. We're going to go back and season it one more time. You want to season them while they're cooking, or before they're cooking, so that all the flavor goes in. The salt does draw out the moisture and some of the flavor of the vegetable. And I'm going to do one last drizzle of olive oil, because I know when they roast sometimes it could get a little dry. That's all. For me, for the soup is done. What I'm going to do now is throw it in the stock pot and add broth. Okay, all the vegetables are in the pot now, the stock pot. You want to now cover it with, this is, I'm using organic chicken stock because we are doing some of that. You can do it, like I said, chicken stock, chicken broth, vegetable stock. I would like to post the recipe as vegan, so I'm going to post it with a vegetable broth or vegetable stock. You want to make sure that this comes up. Yeah, I'm probably going to use another one. I'd like to see this, it depends on your whatever. This is kind of a big stock pot because you know me, I'm so used to making huge batches of soup. I'd like to see this come up a couple inches above, and the whole point of this next part, we're going to let it simmer for maybe 20 minutes or so, then we're going to let it cool, then we're going to put it in blender, and it's going to make it really creamy. Okay, my friends, it's been about 20 minutes. The aroma is amazing, so I'm going to start putting some into the blender, and what we're going to do is just blend it up. And I'm not going to videotape it, but again, it's hot. You can see, well, now the clean towel is not going to be so clean, but you're going to just put in little batches at a time. Put the cover on the blender, and then you want to put this on, because the heat from the soup, even though we let it cool down a little bit, is still going to make the blender cover want to pop off. So you're going to get that to a really nice smooth consistency. You're going to do it in small batches about that size until all of it's blended. You're going to pour it into another pot, and then we're going to get it in that pot and then do final seasoning. Okay, so all the soup is all blended up, and you can see the consistency here. It's really quite thick. So if you like the consistency that way, leave it that way. If not, add a little more stock, or broth, whatever you're using. Again, a little at a time. You can't take stuff away, you can always add more. So I'm going to taste this for seasoning at this point in time and see what I think. Wow.
Sucks, right?
Yeah. No, wow. Here, wait, I'm going to get a clean spoon. It really tastes really good. I would say what I would do, once you have this basic batch made, I would take little bits of it and put it in individual pots and say, okay, I like this basic recipe, now let me add, maybe some curry, maybe some, and I'm saying these different spices because, we're trying to get everybody to eat healthy but with a lot of flavor, and all these herbs and spices, they're just really good for us for a lot of various reasons. Turmeric's really good for Alzheimer's, by the way. Not that I have it. What was I just talking about?
I have no idea. But can I say something?
What?
Folks, in the picture, the soup might be green, but it's really dark orange. So it's just the lighting.
It's green in the picture?
Yeah, it is because of the lighting.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
But it's a beautiful rusty orange.
So yeah, so just taste it. And I'd say the first time you make this, just split it apart. Maybe add curry to one, turmeric, add maybe some more ginger, maybe a little bit of cinnamon, maybe some nutmeg. Take it and make it to your liking, to your flavor. Because everybody's palate's different. I'm just kind of giving you a basic recipe that you can play with, and it's again, I try to cook to the general population for people that for bland palates. Spiro and I, we'd probably kick this up and add some other stuff for us, but you know, I want to make it easy. Again, this took, I don't know, an hour and 15 minutes. You know, I mean, to get everything done, and while I was blending and doing whatever, you know, Spiro does the dishes. We're a team, and there's a lot of soup here. I mean, this is gonna last a week, or you freeze it, and you know, again, I like to do the grab and go, and you're in the kitchen a bit, but just give it a shot, okay? Now I'm gonna do a little Shaun T. Peace out. Enjoy.